What's up, everybody? Welcome to the stream. If you're watching this after, hello there. Okay, so trying to make this quick stream. It's 3:22 a.m. Just gonna post this. Okay, be sure to follow me on Twitter. There's my Twitter account there. So quickly, let me just check. Okay, stream is working. Okay. Quickly, let me explain what we're doing. We are building a price tracker app. It is going to be a React Native Expo app, so it's going to be cross-platform between Android and iOS. So this is similar to Keeper. Keeper is a website where you can get Amazon price history on products. So basically, if you search for iPhone, you can see the prices of the iPhone, see the history of the iPhone. Actually, let's go for PlayStation 5, PS5. So if I go here, I can see what the prices were. So let's see. The price dipped on this day. It was really on special year. So you can set price alerts, so you can know when the price dips. For example, you set a price alert for $3.99. Currently, the price, for example, is going to be $4.49. When it goes down to $3.99, it should alert you. Now, this is all going to be done on the mobile, so it is going to alert the users via notifications. So let me just get okay. So now this is going to be a mobile version. So let's just go to Keeper iOS. So you're going to see this is how the app looks of Keeper. So we're going to be making basically a clone of this almost. I'm continuing. This is the 9th stream. So I'm watching tutorial from this guy here, from Not Just Dev. So be sure to subscribe, follow him. Let me just show his thing one more time. Not just Dev. Okay, I don't know, it's mistakenly loaded his website, but yeah, be sure to subscribe. He's got a course coming out, launching 26th November, a few days time. Yeah, this guy is he's a good guy. He shows everything nicely, explains everything. So yeah, okay, so let's start the stream. Be sure to subscribe. I got 5 subscribers. Thank you all to the 5 subscribers. Be sure to follow my Twitter. Okay, let's get started. So yesterday we stopped watching at around 3 hours 15 minutes. So what we did yesterday was let me think. We set up our edge functions. So our edge functions is gonna scrape the Amazon data. I was so sleepy yesterday, I don't remember what I did. So I believe we worked in this file, yeah. So we made this function. So start scraping asynchronously. It takes in a keyword, the URL, optional pages of the search. So basically, so it's gonna wait fetch. The response is gonna be from the API, Bright Data API. So we're making a post request to Bright Data with our API key. We gonna give it a keyword, URL, and pages to search. So the keyword is gonna be the search term. So let's just go into our demo app. What we made so far. So price tracker. So the demo, for example, laptop. So laptop would go on the keyword. URL would be the website we're searching on, so the country, so amazon.com or amazon.de for Germany, I believe. So it's gonna be any URL we provide, or it's gonna default to the American one. and pages to search. It's obviously going to search how many pages we want. So I believe if we go to Amazon.com and we search, okay, let's do this quickly. LTENYC. So I believe if we search PS5, so this counts as one page. So one page, or we can go up to 20. So I believe that's what we're doing. So we got a Docker instance here, container actually. It's running the local Superbase, so everything is local. And I believe yesterday we pushed something to our online database. Don't remember what we did, but yeah. So let's see. This is gonna make that into a JSON format. It's gonna return the JSON. So whatever this returns, it's gonna put into JSON. Now this Dino serve. Okay, so this is the edge function part now. It's going to take in a request. No, what is it gonna do actually? It's gonna serve. Okay, so const record. So where's this being? It's gonna take in a request.json. So interesting. Let's see, what are we doing here now? So new script. So this is gonna be just the keyword. I never put the other ones here. So record.query, record, okay, dot query. Why is it dot query? Okay, let's just speak to cursor. Let's ask it to explain what this is. Please explain this. I'm just recapping. I am also going to be learning like this, so I'm going to be doing this quite often. So let's see. Okay. This line is using object destructuring to extract the record property from JSON body of an incoming HTTP request. So record, okay. So I believe this is okay, so Superbase is gonna return okay, so it has something called record. I don't understand this. Explain what this whole Dino.serve thing is doing, and what exactly is rec.json waiting for or gonna get. Okay, let's see. Okay, so Dino self function. Okay, so this is a Superbase edge function. It is Dino is a way of creating an HTTP server. It handles incoming HTTP requests and runs provided async functions to each request, similar to Express's app.post if you're familiar with Node.js. Okay, so handles incoming HTTP request and runs the provided. It expects a post request with a JSON body like this. Oh, okay. So we're gonna hit this Dino, this here. we're going to hit it with a record. So it is waiting it. Oh no, basically it is actually going to be, we're calling it record. So whatever we giving this, we are putting it under record. So when we target and hit this API, this function, for example, it does expects us to give it record. New scrape, okay. I don't get this. Where is .query? Where is record? I don't know what this guy did, honestly. I'm gonna go with back.
And on below, wait.
Okay, let's just watch.
Which is going to be a JSON stringify record, and the record is going to be our search item. This is not a wait but const, and let's do console log data and error. And let's try to invoke it from our application. Now,
okay, so start scraping const. I don't know what he did here. Actually, let me see where I stopped yesterday. I stopped at 3 hours 16. Okay, so he's in the search page. Start scraping. Okay, so start scraping. It's const data await super base function invoke start scrape Amazon scrape start. Okay, so basically, let's see. So when I press okay, so if I search PS5, it should start scraping automatically. So let's actually change that. Let's put the pressable. Okay, so where is search? Okay, so we need to go on the home page actually. So tabs index. So perform search. Now perform search needs to do it. It needs to do it afterwards. It needs to start scraping. Okay. So let's see now. So what I want to do is I don't want to make it such that when I click PS5 it starts scraping. I want it to scrape immediately, but it also needs to check whether I already have that particular search term. So let's see now. Start scraping. So start scraping is going to Okay, so wait. Start scraping. Data error await tuple-based functions. Invoke start scrape. It's gonna need to give it something. So we're giving it a record because we called it. We called it a record here. So what we said was that needs a record. So we're giving it a record with search. Now search is going to be what we put in here. So that's the keyword. Okay, good. Then use effect superbase from searches Amazon. Select everything. Then data, set data. I think this might be fine for now actually. Let's just go to our local superbase. Local host. I forgot what's it called. Local host. Let's see. Let's search super. Let's just go to the main website actually. Gonna go to the dashboard. Gonna click in here. Gonna go there. Okay, so let's see now. What are we looking for? We're looking for searches Amazon. So let's see what's stored in here. Okay, so what's stored in here is the query that the user made, the user who made that, and now it needs to store the snapshot ID. Okay, I believe you're doing that. So now, why do we have to click start scraping? Start scraping. So, okay, what does this use effect do? Let's work it out. Use effect superbase from searches. Select everything where the ID is equal to the ID. The ID. The ID, okay. Then data, set search data. Don't know what this does. Let me just ask this again. What does this do? This code runs when the component mounts whenever the ID parameter change. Makes a query superbase database, looks in the table, selects all columns, filters in the row with ID column matches from the URL/root. Okay, so what we're doing is we're printing all of this data, right? Assuming that snapshot ID is included in that. Then what's special about that? Why do we need that? Start scraping.
Authenticated as a user. So if I press start scraping and look in the logs of our React Native, boom, we see the updated one with the status scraping, and it should also have a snapshot ID. Where is it? Snapshot ID. Boom, here.
Okay, so basically we're just rerunning this over here, but we're storing the search, so we can put search dot query and it should come up. So let's just do that. So let's just do, let's see if my thinking's right. So okay, so what we're doing is we basically, whatever we did here, it's getting stored in the database. We scraped it, blah, blah, blah. We added it in. And now we can access it here under the search. Okay, I get it. So, okay, let's just continue with the
So now
tutorial.
it was just our authorization rules that was preventing us from doing unauthorized scraping. That's actually the benefit of doing everything here through Supabase, because now only if you're logged in you can start a scraping job. And because we have that ID, now we can go ahead and find it here. We see that it finished, it is ready, and we can go ahead and use it. Whew. Perfect. So that means that our, let's say, scrape start function is almost ready. So let's recap. Whenever we are calling this start scraping function, we are sending there a search item with a query that the user wrote, with ID, status, and so on. Then we are invoking the Bright Data Datasets API, and we are sending this request. Hey, go ahead and scrape Amazon for this keyword, specifically Amazon.com. We get back an ID for that job, and we update the database to set the ID there and to update the status.
Okay. So why isn't this working?
Now having that ID, now that means that we are almost kind of ready with the first keyword. Specifically, Amazon.
This is where I wasn't paying attention yesterday.
We need an actual user authentication token. Use better ways.
This is
So
where I
look what.
stopped.
Yes. Oh. Now searches. Did I call it correctly? It's not based on email. Hopefully, it's based on date. Bell ins. Let's go ahead and check off policy.
Okay.
Enable insert for authenticated, enable read for authenticated, enable update for users based on email, but it's not based on email. Hopefully it's based on user ID. So why I'm wondering if this should be a string like this. It's also null. So Supabase client from searches, did I call it correctly? Now I'm doubting everything. So the table is searches.
Okay.
We are updating snapshot ID, where ID is equal to record ID.
I don't know what's
But
going
it's
on at this moment.
anonymous. Oh yeah. Yes. It's about authorization rules. So look what's happening. It's taking the token from the. Oh yeah.
I didn't console log error. Okay.
Yes. It's about authorization rules. So look what's happening. It's taking the token from the authorization rules that we are sending to this request. And when we are invoking this function, we basically put here the anonymous key, the anon key. That's why it's failing. But if a user would invoke this query, it would work. And I will show this by going to our product page, for our search page. And let's invoke it. Let's actually, yes, that's a better way, because I think curl request is a bit confusing. And we are using an anonymous authentication token. We need an actual user authentication token to invoke it. So I'm gonna go, yeah, let me leave it open, but I'm gonna go in my application. And when I press on one of these items, I want to redirect to the search screen. So in the tabs in,
Okay, I did that.
we have local function. We provide the name of the authorization rules that is have it part scraping function. We are sending there a search item. Go ID there and to update the status back here for a request to this bright data dataset snapshot.
Okay. Let's just continue. I don't know what's
So
cutting, but I don't have time to dilly-dally.
Now, how do we get the data? The data, we can get it through a couple of ways.
Okay, come on, brother.
We can send a request to this bright data dataset snapshots using the ID of that snapshot, and we're going to get the response.
Okay.
Basically, we look into the database for iPhone. Come on. We take the snapshot ID, and we send a new request with this snapshot ID to this URL, and you're going to see that if I send it now, we should have data about iPhone. Like, it should be exactly about iPhone. So let's see. I'm gonna search for iPhone here, and yes, we see iPhone SE, and so on. So this is data for a scrape job that we perform here. So what we could do is we could do the same thing that we have done for the start scraping. We can invoke the web scraper API and say, hey, do you have data for this snapshot or not? But the thing is that we don't know how long it takes bright data to scrape a job. Sometimes it takes 10 seconds, sometimes it takes 24, sometimes it takes 20, 10, and so on. So in your case, you'd either have to ask bright data over and over, hey, do you have data? Hey, do you have data? Hey, do you have data? Until bright data says, yeah, finally I have data, I'm gonna give it to you. Or another way, instead of asking bright data, is going to be to say, hey, start this job, and when you're done, you send data to me. So in a way, we are gonna tell bright data, hey, when the job is finished, go ahead and call this function with a response. And that's exactly what we're gonna do. We're gonna do that through the first request. But well, first let me go ahead and create this edge function that is going to be ready to get data from bright data. I'm gonna go ahead and create this function in our project by running npx supabase functions new scrape.
Okay, so npx supabase functions new scrape
Complete or scrape and like call it as you
scrape
want,
complete
but it's basically
Amazon.
the function that bright data will call with the data after a scrape is finished. Now that we have it here, scrape complete, let's open it and let's go ahead and console log the whole request here, the whole request JSON. So I'm gonna get request JSON. I'm gonna remove a name here, so I'm just gonna do hello, and I'm gonna say, hey, console log the whole request JSON by stringifying it, so I can look through the logs to see what data are we receiving. Null and then 2. So that's the only thing that I changed here. We just console log the request because we don't know yet what we're gonna get back. Let's go ahead and deploy this function, supabase functions deploy.
Okay, so let's just check.
And
Deploy should deploy it to Superbase itself. So I'm just gonna, this is the .com website, so I'm just gonna see where the what do you call it, an edge function actually comes up on my actual .com Superbase, not the local one. Okay, does work. Very nice.
what we are gonna see if we go to our
Let's see if I got that written in my notes, my knowledge base notes. Okay, so upload local environment variable, migrate Superbase. Okay, I called it migrate. Okay, we leave it like that for now.
Superbase.com edge functions, we're gonna see a scrape complete function with this URL, with this endpoint URL. Now if I take this endpoint URL and go manually to write data to this API tester, look what I'm gonna do. I'm gonna search for Xbox, and I'm gonna perform the first action. Where is, I'm gonna perform this start scraping request, but I'm gonna change it slightly by saying
Okay, I'm just gonna close, minimize this taco. Okay, move everything. Okay. Actually, I'm gonna be right back. 1 minute. Okay, I'm back. Let's play this video.
saying that, hey, send to webhook, let's enable it. The webhook URL is going to be this one.
Okay. Okay, so I think this is the right one.
Start scraping request, but I'm gonna change it slightly by saying that, hey, send to webhook, let's enable it. The webhook URL is going to be this one. This is the URL that we say, hey, write data. Call this URL when you're ready.
Okay, so I'm just gonna try to figure out a way for me to actually remember to change these things. So what I'm gonna do is I'm gonna call this production to-dos So I'm gonna say 3 hour 19 part 1 change. Okay, so what we're gonna do is right now on if I creating a new super base, I'm going to see I got my not fake, I got a super base account just for the YouTube channel for this live streams. Now the actual time when I'm going to deploy this and no more make this in production, I'm going to create a new super base. So I'm going to do certain things. So I'm going to deploy new deploy edge functions, change webhook URL on bright data. C part 1 at that's actually what do you add a link? Okay, so what we're gonna do is get new super base e.env, get new super base. What is it called? Keys. Super base. Super base key. Get new super base. Edit env. Get new bright data. Edit env. Migrate. Maybe I just change everything. I don't know. Migrate. Deploy new edge functions. I don't know. Migrate database. Flip this. I don't know. I'm not doing this. I'm probably just gonna change this URL and everything on the final one.
Ready. But we need to give him permissions by putting here a BRR token, and the token that we're gonna put here.
I don't like where this tutorial is going. It's going into too much stuff, like showing tokens and stuff. But okay. Send webhook. Okay.
Is going to be. I think we can go ahead and take the from project settings.
See, I don't want to do
API.
this.
Let's try with the public key.
Okay, that's public. Okay, it's fine. So API docs. No project settings. Just gonna drag this over in case. API. Okay. Public. Okay. $35,000 requests. What the heck is going on? You see, this is why I'm scared for this. I don't want this to happen. Why is it requesting such as Amazon? I don't know. And there's something clearly broken, yeah.
And let's put it here. Now, if I copy this request and go into a terminal to send the request to Bright Data by saying, do this scraping, and when you're done, call back a function that I told you. Call back the URL that I told you. And we go into a terminal to send the request to Bright Data by saying, do this scraping,
Okay, so
and when you're done, call back a function that I told you. Call back the URL that I told you. And we see that malform input a URL. Why? Here is the HTTP request, authorization header, provide the authorization token or credential. Let's just double check if we don't have any empty spaces. Authorization. Endpoint. What's this? Header. Off header. It doesn't have to be here off header. The off header should not be there. I don't know what happened there. Authorization header. Oh, maybe I don't need bearer. I just need the token. Let's try this way. Just the token. Snapshot ID. We got the snapshot ID. But let's check the status of it on the logs from Bright Data.
This might not work. Because I never put an API token. Okay. But I'm assuming it'll work. Honestly, I'm not going to
It's running. It's running. And now it's ready. Yeah, it took only 9 seconds, which means that it should have called our API, our edge function. Let's go to our edge functions. Under scrape complete, under logs, and let's see if it was invoked. It wasn't, maybe because of a token. Yes, it's 401, which means that it was not allowed to call this function. There are 2 ways. You can either go to details of a function and disable JWT verification, or you can go ahead under the configuration API and take the secret key and use the secret key here. I'm gonna use the secret key. Is this the secret key? Copy. And I'm gonna copy it. I'm going to send it again. And I'm gonna see the result. If I go here to the edge functions, complete, invocation, we should see a new one. And under the logs, we should start seeing logs.
I don't know why you're doing all of this.
It's ready. Logs, invocations.
I lost track
Again.
sometime.
Why? I'm gonna go ahead and disable it for a second. Save. I disabled the JWT verification. Not sure what's happening there. But now, in a couple of seconds, this function should be invoked. What again? For one? No, it's 200. And in the logs, we should have an array with parsed data with information about the product for that Xbox search. Awesome. The only thing that we're gonna append to this URL that we are sending here is a question mark and the ID of the search. For example, this request is for the search for. And by doing that, we are going to be able to know, because as you can see in the logs of that data, it's just an array of data. So we need to know, okay, but for what search was that made? And to do that, we're gonna use it through the query parameters of the edge function. So that means that we will have to change slightly the way we are sending the request to start the collection. And as you can see here, the webhook URL should go under where? It should go under endpoint. So it's endpoint. And then there is auth header. So these are the two that we need. Endpoint and auth header that ends here with end. So I'm going to copy them. Make sure to copy. You see endpoint here.
Okay, so I see endpoint, I don't see you.
And then there is auth header, and it ends with this end format. Gonna copy it, and in the first function, so I'm gonna copy them. Make sure to copy. You see endpoint here, and then there is auth header, and it ends with this end format. Gonna copy it, and in the first function that we have,
Okay, let's actually do that now. Where he said endpoint. Why does this look like this? Where is endpoint? I don't get it. I'm losing my shit. I'm too tired. Now where's format? Now did he say we must take format?
scrape start. When we send this request, probably a better way that is going to be a bit less confusing is to use URL search parameters class. So search params is going to equal to a new URL search parameters, and here we can specify them through options. For example, dataset ID is going to be equal to the value of this dataset ID. This is the value. Let's put it here. Then limit multiple is going to be 10. It's going to be 10 as a string. Then what else do we need? Dataset ID. Okay. Then, as I said, we need this endpoint, and the endpoint, you take it either from here or from Supabase, the URL of your function that is called complete, like what function we need to call back. Here, as I said, I want to add a question mark search or ID, and this ID is going to be the ID of a search is equal to search ID. Where do we take it from? In a second we're gonna figure it out, but lastly we need that auth header, right? We need the auth header, which should be an authorization header, but we can probably take it from the user somewhere. So let's go ahead and do it like this. We're gonna, besides the keyword, we're gonna also have a search ID of type string. When we start scraping, we can easily send where the record.id, the ID of a record. Now for the of header,
You see, now when you're going that fast, I don't understand. Okay. Now, why isn't this working? Why is this not working? What the hell? I put a comma. I didn't put that. But still. Why isn't this making auth header something?
for the of header,
See,
we're
I don't know
gonna
what he's doing right now.
definitely be error, and then after that I think I can do a non-key, dino.env anon key, the anonymous key here. Now the search parameters, we're gonna append here to this URL at the end as search parameters dot here to this now the search parameters, we're gonna append here to this URL at the end as search parameters dot to string, and that should be it.
Dataset triggers search params dot to string function. I'm actually going to take out all of this. I'm not editing his application right now. I'm just going to do what he says. Because clearly I don't know what's cutting here. I'll leave it there.
So we have dataset, limit, endpoint, and off header. Let's go ahead and try to in the complete function, I want to also to get the URL of our function that was called request.url, and I will take just the
Okay, so dinosaur const URL
ID parameter from the search parameters to know like what search is this result for. So let's get the ID, and let's also console log search ID and ID. Now let's go ahead and try to deploy everything. npx supabase deploy, and we're gonna try to invoke it from actually the application. I'm gonna invoke start scraping from here. Let's see, everything worked. A new job should be started here.
Okay, let's go check right data. Okay. I want to know why I have so many requests. Clearly no viewers, so it doesn't make a difference. Okay.
Here on bright. A new job should be started here on bright data for scrape. Let's see, everything worked here. The application. I'm gonna invoke start scraping from here. Let's see, everything worked. A new job should be started here on bright data for scraping. After it is done, it's supposed to go ahead and call our edge function.
Yeah, that's not working. Don't know why it's not working. Okay, let's see now. When I press it, let's see. This is me debugging now because I didn't follow the tutorial. Okay, so start scraping. Let's see. Where is this thing now? Okay. Okay, so it should invoke it. Start scraping. So start scraping. There we go. It invokes it. It gives it the search record. Search. What should it be? Should it be a query? Okay, remember 3 hours, 30 minutes, 31 minutes. I'm gonna try to go see where this guy made
everything. Exactly. Now I'm doubting everything. Log error here. We see, And having this Supabase client, we can go ahead and do date a new script database, but update is now
Let's see when he started.
to my remote. And on press. So let's go to the search screen in order to again, data error is always what's and here.
Okay.
Scrape start, which is going to be record, and the record is going to be our search item. Now being authenticated as a user. So if I press start scraping and look in the logs of our React Native, boom.
You see, that's what's not working for me. Doesn't work. Why is it making 10,000 requests? $10,400 and something. Okay, so clearly there's something wrong here. So it's invoking that function. Okay, so I think this is okay. So Amazon start scrape start Amazon. So this is where it's going wrong. Let's make this bigger for now. Okay, so start scraping. I am so tired. I don't know what's going on anymore. I don't know.
To extract it into a function called and what
Okay, I did all this.
we're gonna take call scraping and we can console log when you scrape, and if I'm going to invoke it again, check that. Yeah, if I check invoke, we
New scrape.
and we can console log when you
Okay, so
scrape, and if I check here, we see here start scrape. I'm going to, and we can console log when you scrape, and if I'm going to
I need to write that. NPX Supabase secrets set env dash file dot slash super base slash dot env.
Invoke it again. Here, start scrape.
Okay, so why doesn't it work? Internal server error.
Check that. What we want to do is terminal here request we're going to work with. So this is going to be a search record. Basically, one I can start the scraping. Let one the record the base base box where the image function superbase called so snapshot ID. It gives of our search to scraping because previously
I give up. I don't know what's going on now. I'm getting tired. This doesn't work. I don't know where I stopped yesterday. I shouldn't stream when I'm just tired. I won't even lie. I can't
I'm
focus.
gonna copy it like this is the URL.
I don't know what I did.
From the curl to fetch the URL. Paste it here. Copy it like this. We can send it to this URL. I'm gonna copy it like this. Paste it here.
I don't want to watch this again.
This is the URL. From the curl to fetch the URL. Now, after the URL, we need to send some data here. For example, the method should be a post request. The headers, we need some headers. As you can see, the headers in curl are with H. So at least we need content type. So let's copy this content type and put it under headers. It should be
Why isn't this
both
thing
of
working
them
now?
put inside strings.
Well,
like
what do I need to do? Please tell me.
Go ahead.
I'm doing exactly what he
After
said.
that,
I just didn't do that token thing.
Towards bright data. To send a superbase secrets by doing npx superbase secrets set based on the environment file that we are going to work with. So this is going database. Then it is the docs for this. Probably that's because of
Bro, I followed all of this.
So let's see. I'm gonna search for iPhone here, and yes, is this result 4?
It doesn't work. I'm tired. I'm going to sleep. This shit doesn't work. Like, what can I do? What's wrong with this? You know, I'm just gonna go to his thing. Source code. I'm just gonna go to it. I'm too tired. This doesn't make sense. Functions scrape start Index. Okay. Okay. Everything seems the same. Seems the same. Start scraping. Okay. I'm just calling a bunch of extra stuff. Isn't so bad. Just gonna call it exactly the same. Limit. Okay. So far, so good. Start scraping. Response. I don't know. Why? Okay, I'm just gonna check something. Let's be right back. Still doesn't work. Literally copying this guy word for word. Gonna close all of this. Open a new terminal. npx super base start. It should be started already. I don't know. Okay. Now, how do we make this run edge functions? npx super base functions of Okay. Okay. Now, what we're gonna do is function not found. Internal software. I don't know where it's getting this from. Can I be right back? Maybe the API key is broken. I don't know what's going on. I copied this guy word for word over here. Doesn't want to work. The endpoint, I'm calling the right endpoint. This is pissing me off now. Okay, let's just search toys. Nothing happens. Nothing happens. Such as Amazon. Why is it making that many? I mean, that was wrong. Okay. Let's run that again. No, can't paste there. Please, why? Internal server. This used to work. Okay, I'm gonna sleep now. I don't know what's going on. I'm getting pissed off here. Okay, let's just go quickly. He said, okay, no. So we're going to auth. Now we're going to app. Then we're going to search on the ID. Start scraping. Okay. So that's fine. Okay, I'm done. I don't know what's going on. I give up. I don't know. I don't know anymore. I don't know why this is not working. I'm simply going here. I hit enter. Doesn't work. It says, what does it say? Internal server. Okay. Done. Freaking done. It's supposed to just get me a snapshot. That's simple. Not that hard. Yeah, goodbye everyone. This is a bit of a bad stream, I won't lie. Didn't get anything done. I don't even know. Made it to 15 minutes in the video. Took me 1.5 hours just for 15 minutes of this guy's video. It's a waste. And what's worse is...
So let's
What's worse is it's my app doesn't work anymore. I don't know. I'm gonna put a new token. I'm just gonna try that. Be right back. Okay, let's try this one more time. Internal server error. Docker's running. Everything's supposed to work. What it's supposed to do is get a snapshot ID. So it's supposed to go to bright data. Okay, goodbye everyone, I'm done. Goodbye everyone, this doesn't want to work. I'll see you guys in the next stream. Goodbye.